again here. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the SOS Small Business Success Broadcast. My guest today is Donna Roggio, and we are going to be talking about finances. We're going to be talking about growing you so that you can have a life, you can have a future. And I've titled this particular episode here, See the Future. See as in, where do you want to end up? Now, I already know that my guest Donna is hanging out by the sea in Spain. And my end goal, and Jeff end goal is for us to be hanging out by the sea in the Caribbean. And so we're working on that. And I'm really looking forward to Donna sharing with me some of the other opportunities that I can be doing in order to be financially secure and have this dream come to life. So as I was saying before, but I referenced the entire show based on these 5 anchors: so sales, operations, mindset, marketing, and education. And each and every show kind of takes a little bit of a focus on one of these. And today we're going to be in operations because my guest Donna is going to be talking about finances. Now, operations is a big topic in any small business. It has many layers to it. We could go on for days with it, but I want to kind of put a focus on some of the bigger subcategories under an operation and management piece in your business. So leadership would be under operations, systems management would be under operations, finance, automation, inventory, hiring, and any policy that you create. Those would all be things under the operation. And today we're going to be putting a focus on finance management. This is a good question I want to ask you guys. If you don't know where you are, how will you know where to go? I, as a coach, and I'm sure Don is going to agree with this as well, that my particular coaching style is not necessarily based on finance for my clients. I base it on communication. I call myself the connection coach. So I base it on leadership communication, but all of those elements that we just discussed still come into play when we're talking. But I have clients tell me all the time, I'm not good with numbers. I don't want to focus on my numbers. I want to focus on, that I need more staff. Okay. I want to focus on growing my business. I want to be a 7-figure salon. They'll reference those type of numbers to me. But when I say, well, let's go into your financials, they kind of get a little nervous because they don't feel confident in there. And Donna is the coach that can help you feel confident in this for sure. So I'd recommend her all day long if this was the area of opportunity that you wanted to go to. And look at it from a really powerful perspective. Okay. So the question that we then have to ask ourselves is, where do you want to go? So if you don't know where you are, how do you going to know where you go? But where do you want to go? Because I think that's always a great starting point with this. So let's welcome my guest, Donna Roggio. She is the beauty business coach. And I love this part about her is that she's all about empowering women to rise up and educate themselves, take charge of their lives, finances, and goals, reclaim their power and ownership of their future, all with the attitude, humor, and fiery determination. So, and you can see by her look, her style, her groove, everything says, yep. And I think what I admire and really appreciate about Donna is that she's walking the walk and talking the talk. So she wouldn't have the life that she has if everything that she's sharing was not something that she put into play. And I'm going to let her share with you the story. So, and then she's going to talk about financial foundations and being able to build a stronger future through that organization of finances. All right, I'm ready for this. I'm not a numbers person either. I'll admit it, Donna, but I'm ready for this. I certainly am getting better. This year has been probably one of the most powerful years for me to really look at this with a very, very sharp eye on what I consider to be my future. And so I'm excited to be able to hear what you have to offer. So I'm going to let you take it away. I'm going to go ahead and stop the share here. So it's just about us. And then you guys all be paying attention on my phone to see if there's questions that are coming up for Donna as well. So Donna, give us a little insight.
Well, I have to
hear
say
about you, and then we want to hear about finances.
Okay. Well, I have to say thank you to you first. And I really appreciate coming on. I've wanted to come on to your podcast and this live for, I mean, it's about a year for us to get it organized because
Yes.
we worked together in different capacities before, and you've come on the Freedom Tribe as well. So I appreciate you bringing me on today. You said something before the recording, and it is so aligned. It is so aligned with a recording I already made today. So I just think it's amazing that I'm here. So I'm going to share it because I don't think it was recorded. And
Perfect. Thank you for that.
yeah. And then I'll go into me and stuff. But this was so amazing because before anything that we're doing, we start to think about these key things and the things that drive us and the things that motivate us. And literally right before, I'll even send it to you after this call, I'm like, what is the difference between surviving and thriving?
Mm.
This is the main thing, because with numbers, we survive. We, bills come in, bills go out, money comes in, money goes out. But to really thrive is about our freedom. And that's the financial foundations that I'll get into today. The 5 different things that we really need to focus on or understand in order for us to move forward in some of the steps for this accomplishment, living by the sea and, reaching our goals, whatever they may be. But this literally my recording is, let's not just survive, let's thrive. And this is the freedom. This is how we want to live in order to have something that we want. What are we willing to give up? What are we willing to sacrifice? But also, what are we willing to power through for? What is it that is really what we want? The other thing that you said, which I think is amazing, is it is so true. People will say, I want to be a 7-figure business. I want to be this, I want to be a that. But at the end of the day, we can be everything with the income that's coming in. But if we're not bringing it back to our person, who we are, and understanding ourselves, what value is there really? Because I've seen 7-figure businesses that the owner isn't taking any money of a salon. And I'm like, babe,
Yes.
are you doing a hobby here? We're not in the hobby business. Do a hobby. That's fine. Find a hobby, but your business is not a hobby. We give up our lives. We give up our time. We give up time with our family, our friends, our children. So it's not just about how big our business is. I've seen businesses that are quite small and compact, and they take a lot out personally as well. So it's not always about volume. It's about how we're taking it back for ourselves and setting up that structure for ourselves to make money.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a great goal to have. But like you
Yeah.
said, if you're not making a living off of it, if you're not building your future and, and enjoying life off of it, then yeah,
What's the point?
what's
Right.
the
Because
point?
really, I don't know. I'm 52, and I think the gift of time is the one thing that's irreplaceable. And when we spend time on things, because we're not organized, because whatever, when we spend time on things, when we could fix them ourselves just by stepping back a hot moment and trying to organize or structure or set goals or think something through all the way, we're giving up our life in some of those really important moments. And life is about moments. Like you said, I live by the sea. I live in Ibiza, Spain. I look at the sea every day out my office window. It's such a beautiful thing. And every day I still look out and I'm like, how did I do this? How did I do this? How did I accomplish this? And then I step back and I go, okay, I got it, because I was organized, because I was disciplined, because I had, some of these things that I was determined. It's this fiery determination to have certain things in your life. And I just got lucky from being consistent with some of those. I've dropped off. I've made mistakes. I own my salons for 19 years. So we all make mistakes. We all learn our lessons, but it's taking that lesson into action for our future financially. Yeah.
Mhm.
You said to talk about me. I really, talking about me, I can, but it's kind of boring. I like to get into the financial stuff, but a
Well, you
little bit.
did. You talked about how much you love and appreciate waking up every morning and seeing the sea. That's
Great.
inspiring.
It is inspiring. I mean, now I'm in Florida. I'm staying at, I mentioned it to you before the recording. I'm staying at one of my friends, Elaine Travis. I'm staying at her daughter's investment property that she bought, that she gifted me to stay here for the week in between the beauty cruise and teaching for Elaine at Expert Color Solutions. So I'm staying at her daughter's house, and she took the Fierce Financials program and said, please stay there. This is my gift for you. This is the least I can give back from taking the course. That she was one of those that's like, I'm going to do this. This is my intention. This is my motivation. And she had a fire under her butt, and she now has an investment property in Florida, and she's living in PA. This is amazing. This is in 2 years. She did all this.
Wow.
So it's super cool. It's super cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So financial me up.
Okay, so let's start at, I think the starting point of understanding your financials is understanding kind of where you are presently. We've all grown up in our household that our parents kind of taught us our money, how they paid their bills, where there was lack, where there was abundance, where there was care, and when there was no care, right? So this is the first thing that we need to acknowledge. It's our beliefs and our upbringing around money, because this tends to be a big inhibitor when I don't deserve that. Maybe I shouldn't have that. Maybe, maybe I shouldn't charge that price. Maybe they can't afford it. We start making all these judgments around the beliefs from how we have grown up in our lives. And this is the first acknowledgement. The second acknowledgement I'll say is, and this is what I opened with at the PA Hair Show. If we're not thinking about our financials, right? We miss out on these opportunities that give us this thing called our freedom of time. So I'll just kind of dive into it a little bit with a little story. So I have a trainer that comes to me in Ibiza. She's also one of my really good friends. And I said to her at the end of our session, what is it that makes people lack in really taking care of themselves? We forget that we are a part of the life. Like there's a circle around us and we take care of all these people around us, but there's also the self. And this is the smallest little sliver on the pizza pie. It's like me, myself, and I ends up being this big instead of being equally proportioned with those we love and care about. So she was saying, yeah, I think people just don't have time. They don't schedule their appointments. They cancel because they're taking care of other things. And I said, it's funny, at the end of the day, when we think about all these self-care things, if we're organized with our money, we can get the babysitter so that we can go out with our friends. We can get the cleaning person so we don't spend our day off cleaning the whole house unless we like to clean. We can get the cleaning person. We can take the vacation that we want to take and take time off from our hobby work so that we can enjoy our lives again. And all of this funnels down to one thing, and it's just being organized around your finances. It's not about making $1 million. It's about the small steps, the day-by-day things, the awareness that we have with our money and what it's doing and where it's going, as well as the opportunities to grow that. And I can get into some of those, but all right. So the first thing is that history, like where we come from in our money. The second part, Bonnie, which I think that you will love, is the mindset. It's the mindset around money. Where do I want to go? Where is this pivot going to happen? Is it enough is enough? And now I really want to think about my future, think about my retirement, or do we think that's never going to happen? Because at 52, we know retirement's happening, right? We want to retire. We want to be able to feel secure in our retirement, that we've saved enough in here. And there's so many of us that don't even think about it, or don't organize it, or think about it, but not take the action on it. And this is huge. Social Security is not enough to retire on.
Oh.
This is like your bonus. Your Social Security should be your bonus to enjoy the sparkly things in life that you want to enjoy with family and friends. It shouldn't be your nest egg. It's definitely not your nest egg, right? So it's like that pivot of the mindset is the next step. The next step is the one that I love. It's determination.
Mm-hmm.
Determination. Are you determined to make a difference for yourself so that you have time, you have freedom, you have money, you have organization, you have a weight off of you? Imagine getting no monthly bills. Like literally the only monthly bill you get is your cell phone because you can't prepay it. The only monthly bill that you can't get is your electric bill because you can't prepay it. But imagine if you were set up that every month you didn't have to go on and pay bills. It's a magical, magical thing. So it's this determination that will get you there. If you're ready and you have a fire and you're like, no, I'm doing this. I can, and I will, and I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
It's the determination. The next step of financial foundations is organization. You have a system in place that's going to help you. You have a support team in place that's going to guide you. You have a mentor or a leader that's going to give you the tools and tricks and the things that they went through in their life that might not have been the best steps, that they can then help you make the best decisions. And I'd like to touch base on, if we have time. I know I can talk a lot, but some of the, just like give some nuggets that people could like take action on right away after I go through this list. So the organization is the next part. It's like, so I'll give an example. Most people have a bookkeeper, or most people put their stuff on QuickBooks. And QuickBooks is a great program. It is. And when you're putting things away on this automated process in QuickBooks, you don't analyze. So things just come and go. It's like rob Peter to pay Paul. This is moving. It's just it's kind of like, it's this sea of just, water flowing back and forth, but it's not analytical. You don't usually get into it. You let everything go in those pockets. You don't really look at it. You don't say, what difference could I make? How can I set up my financial future? How am I setting up these? And some people do. I'm not saying nobody does, but okay, I want this automatically to go into my emergency fund, or looking at your available money that's left at the end of the month and saying, okay, I'm going to put it in an emergency fund. This is my 1 to 5 year goal. This is my retirement. It's like wrapping your head around it when you're right in front of it. And QuickBooks to me puts everything in like a little compartment, and there are all these closed doors. So being open with your finances and organized with your finances visually in front of you, I think makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I definitely can see that, because it's, and we hire the people to do that, Donna, so we don't have to look at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the system that I created, and I created this for myself from a bad situation, from paying a bookkeeper about 22 grand a year to take care of all of my bills. And at one day I said, listen, I love you, but I got to let you go. I have to learn my money. If I don't learn my money, my salon was doing 1.2 in service sales, and it was doing 200 in retail and extra things that were in the salon. And I'm like, why am I not making enough money if I'm bringing in this number? This is why I go to this initial point. What the hell is going on here? What the heck is going on here, right? So I said, I fired her in the kindest way possible, and I learned how to use Excel at that time. Now, of course, I use Google Sheets, but every month I look at all my money coming in, all my money going out. I make changes, and this is what I teach people when I go through it with them. And the first realization when people see their money right in front of them is, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I spent that much on DoorDash. Oh my gosh, I have Hulu, I have HBO Max, I have Prime Video, I have my internet at the house, and that's $250, and we add that stuff up, and it's about, I don't know, anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 a year to watch television, to just watch television alone. It's insane. And then people are like, oh, I'm cutting Hulu, downgrading my internet, downgrading this. Oh, my husband likes that sports package. And I'm like, tell him to watch it online. We can watch all these things online. This is that fiery determination that I'm talking about, of saying, would you rather have $3,000 for self-care, or would you rather watch TV for $3,000 a year? That's a pretty big number, right?
Yeah.
And it's little things like that that start to come into fruition when you're really looking at your numbers. And they're not hard. It's like I said the other day, I was teaching a class at Elaine's, and I'm like, it's like second grade. It's a second grade spreadsheet. So that at second grade, everything is like right in your face and you can understand it. There's no formulas that need to be created. They're already there so that you can see the math, so that you can make these decisions for yourself. And this is the part that I love. So if you're not doing mine, do your own. Make it second grade for yourself, but at least go through and look at your numbers. And this is business is one side, Bonnie, right? Business is this one side, profit and loss statement, your balance sheet, all of this stuff is one side of it. But I would advise everybody, before they get so wrapped up in their business, let's pull it back to the home. Let's pull it back to yourself, and let's look at you personally. Set the mindset and the goals around you personally, because maybe you're making too much money in your business, but you have no time. And that's a decision that you can make. You have all this money and it's too much money, but maybe you can slow down at the salon a little bit and not work 6 days a week, because you have enough money in your personal life and you're meeting your goals so that you can enjoy your time more. Or maybe this is, and it's going to ring 9 different places. And I would almost guarantee that it's my father. Give me one. And he calls every time that I'm doing a thing. I don't know if it's the energy that happens.
Yeah, I love that. I love the energy. And
give me a hot minute.
Honestly, everything you're speaking of, especially when you reference, Donna, too, that I had a conversation with a potential new client the other day, and she kept talking about her business and everything. I said, well, what about you? Where are you at? What about you? What do you want out of this type of thing? And it came down to where she was just like, I just want business coaching. And I said, there's no such thing as business coaching. It's called personal and life coaching, because for whatever reason that your business isn't working, it's because you are not working in a way for your business to work. So we gotta start with you. And I don't think that went over very well, but I got to be very true to that process. I'm not going to lie. Yes, there are pieces and elements that you have to kind of like focus in on, and finance being one of them. So I love the way that you're expressing this is like, it's got to be about you, and then look at your business, look at your life, look at your future.
And this goes back to, am I worthy? Do I deserve? Should I, could I, can I?
Oh,
This goes
absolutely.
back to all those beliefs. And this is, Bonnie, this is what you and I really want to help people with, right?
Mhm.
Because everybody deserves a good life. Everybody deserves to enjoy their life. Everybody enjoys to have love and laughter and freedom and whatever that is for that person. But we tend to avoid ourselves.
Yeah.
We avoid ourselves and take care of everyone else, or not take care of everyone else, but not pay attention to ourselves. This is the underlying thing of all of it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
I'm glad you were completely authentic with her. It might not have went over well, but it might have planted a seed. And if we can plant a seed for somebody to, even while they're taking a walk, remember that they matter.
It may not be the right time.
Right.
She might be panicking that she just needs a business coach. And if that's the direction that she wants to go, and I understand that too. But we gotta work on us, because it's our life. And
Yes,
like
it
you
is.
said, we keep kind of taking our life into this little slivery piece. And then we feel overwhelmed and cheated and resentful towards
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then we become unhealthy, and then we can't go to the sea or live in Spain as a retirement piece. I see the pattern here.
There is a pattern. There's definitely a pattern. And if we just stop on that hot moment of ourselves, it's a hard thing to learn self-love. I'm going to digress for a second, but not really. It's a hard thing. I have found this. It's a hard thing. And again, I live in Spain. I've traveled through Europe for the last 14, 15 years on a regular. Like half of my year minimum is spent in Europe. So it's many different cultures. And what I find is the American culture, and especially salon owners and service providers in any industry, we are wired to serve.
Mm,
We are wired to serve and please other people. And we love it. And it feels like a sense of accomplishment when we're pleasing someone else. But we also need to put us in that please. Like, do we talk to ourselves like we talk to our loved ones? Do we talk to ourselves like we treat do we treat ourselves like we treat other people? And it's difficult. I see a lot of people struggle with it. We don't know how to love ourselves. We don't know how to take ourselves for a walk. We don't know how to take ourselves on a vacation. We don't know how to say, I deserve that. It's difficult. This is, that's a whole nother episode, not around financials, but
it's true though, but it does tie back to your financial success.
yeah.
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 Yeah,
And success is different for everybody. I've learned in my life, I need very little materialistic things, like very little, except my closet is big, but I have a lot of the same clothes from before. But the rest of my life has become so simplified. And I really realize how little things we need.
It's so true.
Yeah. It's like, we don't need, for instance, I'm here at Bryn's place and she just bought it. It's not even fully furnished yet. I'm sitting at a card table right now because she just bought it like 2 months ago or something like that. And I'm like, man, I don't need anything here. She has 4 plates, 4 forks. What else do I need? I went grocery shopping. I have food. I have internet. This is all I need. My life is very easy.
That's awesome. Well, we got Janie that's with us. I look forward to seeing you this weekend, Janie, and Gina Powers from Anchorage, Alaska. Gina, I did not know you were in Anchorage. And yeah, so we got some people following us, hanging out with us here on us. So, okay. For organization, that's probably one of the bigger topics, and where you probably spend a lot of time with your clients. Yes. Because it's not just organizing our mindset, it's now organizing how we've learned finances and how we've expected or assumed that it needs to work based on some traditional things.
Yes. Yeah, I would say, and this is the part that I really love, because when you're helping people to organize something that they just have no idea, it's like, I know I need to organize it, and they randomly try different things, or there's so many apps that are out there that tell you they're going to organize your money, and it's overwhelming. It is
It
overwhelming
is.
to start to learn a program without somebody actually teaching you how to use it. And I don't know. I like it to be that I meet you where you're at, and I show you how to do it so that you can continue to do it for the rest of your life. No judgment. I understand that people don't understand. I understand this, right? It's like picking up scissors for the first time and cutting hair, or trying to do a highlight with a foil for the first time, or trying a new technique. Learning how to organize your money is just like this. It's very similar. You have to learn. You can't just assume that you can go in and do it. And that's why it's important to have somebody as your mentor, your money mentor, whether it's a financial advisor, whether it's a coach, whether it's a bookkeeper, but you're actively working together with the bookkeeper to understand all your money. And you're putting a lot of that back on you to make the decisions, and not letting somebody else make those decisions. So
Oh my
I know
God.
this is like a hand holding process that a lot of people need, and should have, because everybody deserves.
So true. So I totally get that. Like yesterday, we have an apprentice in our salon, and so I kind of had to be the quick model for her, because it's prom season, it's graduation season. We have all these people coming in and wanting their hair curled, and it's not complicated. The process is not complicated, but she's still an apprentice program, and she'd never used a curling iron in her life. And there
Exactly.
she was, like, using a curling iron on my hair. Now, she did a great job. It actually looks better than when I do it. And this is kind of from yesterday, you know. But it was fascinating to watch somebody, experience something for the first time and realize we all have to be teachers sometimes of certain things, because we might assume just because she's a young woman, and wanted to go into beauty, that she's picked up a curling iron before and has curled her own hair or curled somebody else's hair.
This is a magical moment that you got to witness.
Yeah.
And I love these moments. This is like the light bulb of going from nervous and insecure to determination to try it, right? Because
Yeah.
they have to get that, the gut to try it. And then they try it, and it's awkward. And then you see the insecurity again, and then you see the light bulb. And this is such a beautiful moment in any teaching process, working with anybody, learning anything. I love when I have somebody be like, I thought it was going to be really difficult, and I didn't think I'd be able to get it. And oh my God, I got it. Like, now I got it. It's so
And
beautiful.
and you know what? I think it's true though, Donna, when, kind of like stopping at this number 4 point here. I get it. History, mindset, determination, but the organization is where a lot of us need help. I say that I am a communication coach, a connection communication coach. Literally, we grow up learning to speak, right? We start speaking at 2-ish in our lives. There are so many elements but my coaching that I'm doing is helping people communicate more effectively, something we do every day, but there's still a level of organization around it in order to get the outcome and results that you want.
Yeah. No, I mean, I even looked how you opened your podcast. You're doing a wonderful job. You've organized your slides, you knew your flow, you're organized around exactly what you're doing in this method.
Mhm.
And it's visual to everybody watching it. They can see, oh, she's got it together. She's taken the steps to get organized around this. That's what it takes. That's what it takes to get a result.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. All right. I'm ready for number 5. What's number 5? I'm all excited.
Number 5. So number 5 is actually pretty simple, but it seems to be where people can fall off. We start with the best intentions. We have the system for something. It's right in front of us. And now we have to take the action. And we have to put it into our calendars, and we have to give ourselves that self-love again, because life gets busy and things always happen, and we're always taking care of everybody else. But setting, for example, an hour and a half a month. And I don't think that that's a lot. I mean, we waste an hour and a half on a lot of stuff, $3,000 worth of TV, an hour and a half a month to sit down and look at both your personal finances and your business finances, make decisions, make changes, make adjustments, but an hour and a half a month to really look at your money. And this is that action, this consistent action. And the way to get action is to schedule it, right? We schedule our whole lives. We schedule doctor's appointments, we schedule hair clients, we schedule all these things. To schedule in this hour and a half with yourself to look at your money, put your numbers in and review them. Whether you're doing, go set it up to go to your favorite restaurant with your laptop that has good Wi-Fi, if that's where you need, and have a nice lunch while you're doing it, but take that hour and a half to really look at your numbers and be consistent with it.
Oh my God, it's the learning, practicing, applying, and then consistently doing. It's the secret success formula for anything in life.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And the last one is just about freedom. It's about when you start to feel the difference in the changes that you've made financially, and how that takes kind of some of that weight off of your shoulders and the panic away, because now you have things set up for retirement and auto thing, and you're earning interest on every account that you make instead of keeping it in a normal bank, earning nothing and getting charged monthly fees. And I'll go into that if we still have time, but the freedom of also feeling like and knowing that you're taking care of yourself is freaking empowering. This is empowering, to give yourself all of the actions so that you feel like, nah, I'm good. I know where I stand and I know where I'm going. And I continue to evolve on this process every day. This freedom is like no other freedom that I have found in my life.
And that was like the conviction and the convince, that was very, very convincing in the way you said it, because I know that you live that way.
Yeah.
It's like, it's in you. It's not just something you're saying, it's in you. And I love that. And for those of you that don't know, Donna does a program called the Freedom Tribe. And certainly I've had a chance to participate with her group a couple times, and it's a lovely thing. It's a lovely group. It's kind of the information that you need that you don't know that you need sometimes.
Yeah, it's funny when I'm telling people about it, I'm like, I have a lawyer on to talk about how to set up your will. I have a financial advisor on to talk about how you can or cannot invest your money in retirement. Like my next Freedom Tribe, I'm bringing on an insurance agent to talk about insurance so that you really understand, like, what do I need to buy? Because we just feel like we're being sold all the time. Like, what is really important that you buy? What is really important that you pay for? What are the things that you can get rid of? So this is what I do on Freedom Tribe.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's good information. And so as a past speaker, Donna invites me to it to be part of it. And I've participated in a couple things. Hell, I was lying on the ground doing some yoga with you not that long ago. And
session.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So you guys, how do they find out about the Freedom Tribe, Donna?
They can go on my website. It's right on the top, donnaroggio.com. Thank you.
donnaroggio.com. Yeah. So there it is. Yeah. Okay. What else we got? Tell it.
Right,
what other secrets are you going to share with us?
Well, there's a couple of things because I've been on calls this week. So I want to give a couple tips that they can take away. How much time do I have? About 5 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Okay. So the one thing I want to talk about is bank accounts, because right now, okay, let me like regroup for a second. We have bank accounts, whether it's Wells Fargo or Chase Bank. And this is like our active bank that we're going to deposit things in exchange if we're not doing them, on the phone and stuff. There's something called a high yield savings account. And if you don't know about a high yield savings account yet, I'm going to share with you to go online and do a Google search and type in high yield savings account. What's going to come up is a couple of different sponsored ads. I'll share with you the one that I always go through. I love NerdWallet. I think NerdWallet is an excellent resource, an excellent podcast to learn about money and hear about all money things. That's really realistic and down to earth. But you'll go on one of these links and you're going to see all these different banks that offer you a high yield savings account percentage. I was on there yesterday. It's at 4%.
Wow.
It's at 4%. So I share this because it takes about 24 hours to 36 hours to get it back in your account again. If you're organized around your money, 24 hours is not a long time. You don't have to make these reactive decisions because you're organized with your money. If you have more than $500, I'll even say $250, but if you have more than $250 to $500 in your regular personal account, I would recommend they're FDIC insured, moving the money into this other kind of account that you're earning 4% daily.
Yeah. Yes. I
And
just, I
this isn't,
just did that with 2 of my accounts, but I have 1 more that's pending that I just wanted to diversify a little bit more, but I like the idea of this. Yeah.
so, if you're not comfortable investing and you're not comfortable in stocks and you're not comfortable in mutual funds and you're not comfortable in all this, because I've worked with people that have upwards of $90,000 in their regular bank account earning 0.
Mhm.
And I got like, no, like you can't, please
Money,
don't.
free
Well,
money, free
I
money.
don't, yeah. It's like learning how to make our money work for us. The banks are learning how to use our money to work for them.
Exactly.
The investors are learning how to use our money for that.
We
If
need
you're
to do the
not
same thing.
comfortable in, yeah, if you're not comfortable, at least put it in a high yield savings account at the barest, most minimum thing that you can do. For example, the people are like, no, I have an account to save for my taxes. I have an account to save for this. I have an account to save for that. You can do that in a high yield account. I have my going to Namibia fund every year for my donation folder. I have this in there when people send me money. That's one of my online savings accounts. I'm earning the tribe 4% more on a daily basis when people donate so I can bring them more money. I have my daughter's account. I have that I save for her for things. I have my account. So you can still do all those things under one thing, but at least you're earning interest. This is one of those things you're going to hear this call and you're going to be like, oh, I should. Well, that's a good idea. Take the frickin' action on it. Do the research. Don't just open the account, move the money over today.
Move the money. So
Move the money.
any specific recommendations?
So when you pull up this list, I have Barclays. So mine is with Barclays. I've had this account, I don't even know how many years, maybe 10, maybe 12, maybe even longer. I've had this account. The 4% ranges, but right now it's at 4%. When I started, it was like 3.5. It went down to 1.30, but
And
right
all of this can be done online.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean,
It's not like you need to make an appointment to go down to your bank or
Right.
anything. You can
no,
do
you're
it
just,
online and transfer
you
back
link
and
it.
forth because it's liquid. You may need it.
Yes. You link it. So this is great for an emergency fund account when you want to start saving for your emergency fund. So if you're somebody that wants to have 3 to 6 months worth of your home bills put into an emergency fund, this is a great place to do it, and do it on auto yank every month. So it starts to build and then you're earning interest on that as well. But I am not an accountant. I'm not a CPA, but I know a shit ton about money. And these things.
Yeah, there's the statement.
Suggestion.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
It's a
awesome.
suggestion.
That is probably, that's our little nugget right there. And it's a nugget I'm going to take action on because I have some money, too much money sitting in one account that is not earning high interest. And I needed to hear this. That you were like my messenger today. I needed to hear this because where I was typically looking at the relationships that I currently have, I'm not comfortable with. I'm more comfortable doing this.
Yeah, so I'll share that when I saw, because I got on for a client, we were looking at it and I was showing her how to do it. And I'm like, oh, it's really up to like, some of them are at like 4.15. I sent a message to my financial advisor who I love and adore and I trust. And I said, listen, if the money that I have in my mutual funds, because the market is so odd, if the money I have in my mutual funds right now is not at 4%, I want to take it back out and move it over to here. And he wrote me back yesterday and said, we're just above that and we're trending up to do high in mutual funds. And he sent me my screenshot of my money and it was at like 4.19.
Okay.
So
That's
it is
okay.
higher. It is higher. It's still liquidish, right? It's still liquidish. I could get it back. So it's a choice for everybody. But I share this because so many people are nervous about a financial advisor. So many people are nervous about investing in mutual funds and stocks
Or
and things
not having access to their money when they might need it because of the times, the times we're in right now. Things feel risky and people don't want to be put at risk.
Yeah. Well, mutual funds you can take out anytime. It would be like a CD that you're investing in and bonds that you can't get out and that you have to wait so long. Yeah. So totally, Bonnie. And what I would love for everybody to do is to either send me a message on my Facebook Messenger or whatever, and tell me that they took action on this event, because I'm going to love when they send me a message monthly and say, just from my money sitting in my account, I got another 100. Just from the money sitting in my account, I got another 250. These are big numbers.
I love that. I absolutely love that. I'm going to be sending you a message, but you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to wait until I see you on Sunday in Miami, because Donna and I are both part of um,
The beauty industry.
beauty industry cruise opportunity, along with all of these other wonderful and friendly faces. And Donna's going to be talking about finance on the cruise as well. So for those of you that are going to be joining us on the cruise, this was a taste of it here. I, of course, am going to be talking about communication and connection, and introducing the communication cube, an inspiration that Donna brought to me as well. After I got done doing a presentation, she had said to me, she goes, "You need to turn that into a book." And I have taken her to heart. So I've met with some editors. I have some people lined up to be able to do this. Right now, I'm putting the content out to be able to kind of do the research, development, feedback, to do it. And one of the things I'm going to be doing is not only this presentation on the cruise, but also when we get back from the cruise on May 22nd, I'm doing a webinar with it as well. So you guys can kind of get your first taste of it. And it's really just about leading conversation. So it's a designed format, like an organizational format, to have better conversations. Just like what Donna shared with us today, she put together a program that is about getting organized so that you can have a better financial future. So same thing there. But again, listen, Donna, it's donnarosio.com.
Yeah.
You guys check it out, her Freedom Tribe, and her other programs that she has to offer, I'm sure, on there as well.
Financials.
Yeah, all financial. So, and I mean, wouldn't that be, listen, most of the time we're looking at financial people and we're like, oh my God, I don't want to do it. They look so boring and everything. This is not somebody that is boring, you guys. Donna is a great resource, an amazing asset, and an inspiration to be able to get you on your game plan and have you have the life that you love, and the business that you love. So
thank you, Bonnie. I totally appreciate you.
Girl, I can't wait to see you and meet you in person, face to face, officially, because that's another exciting thing is getting some FaceTime with people that I've had a relationship with over the years that I've just never had a chance to meet in person. So I look forward to that. And you guys, if you're going to be joining us on the cruise, we're so excited to see you. But if not, please, reach out, because coaches like us in the industry, we're compassionately prepared to support you in any way that you can, so that you're happy and loved and successful, right?
Beautiful. Beautifully said, Miss Bonnie.
Perfect. All right, you guys, thanks for joining me today. Donna, see you Sunday.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing everybody else soon on the podcast and in the upcoming webinars. All right. Take care, everybody. We're still live. Hold on. Let me get us going here. Woo!